can't lie, I have no idea what to talk about today, but welcome to Verbal Journal episode 3, I believe it is. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a good day. I literally have nothing to talk about. So what have I been up to? So, I've been working my 9 to 5. If you guys didn't know, in my 9 to 5, I'm a kitchen cabinet maker. And I've just locked in a private job. We also do, like, at the place that we're at, we also do, sort of, like, custom stuff, or, like, we end up doing plumbing, sparky stuff all the time as well. Carpentry stuff, like, we pretty much do every trade, just not full-time. But, yeah, we do heaps of different shit. I've done heaps of custom stuff before, but this is the first time I've ever done something private. And the way I landed that, it's literally just a client from my old job that I was closer with, and my old boss is currently retired, so he can't get work through him anymore. I think the client as well is also a bit older, so he's probably not far off for retiring himself. This is probably just like a one-off sort of thing of, I need some work, can you do some work for me? Ran it through the boss because I was like, I have no idea about pricing or organizing stuff. It's just a lot easier for him to do within a factory. And he goes, yeah, that's fine. So that's happening, which is good. The apprentice heard about it and wants to help, but I was like, bro, I need the fucking money now, to be honest, because I've been so just chasing my own tail 24/7 financially recently. And it will help boost me a bit. There's a couple other things I have lined up as well, where I will start to finally back myself a bit, while I'm also working on stuff like this, and future endeavors online and as an artist. There's definitely things in the works to push me better financially, but I'm not there right now, and I need something for right now. I think I've mentioned that in the past, that my homie Breezy just recently started doing music full time, and I'm so fucking proud of him. And it's so inspiring because recently, within probably the last month, I've really been in survival mode when it comes to my actual life. And he's been doing that when it comes to the music, and it's so inspiring because a lot of the things he has noticed when it's come to that and the position it's put him in, I was in the same position coming to, moving out and stuff like that, and my relationship with my mum. There was a lot of negatives, but then also there's a lot of positive that comes out of that. The other thing I had realized, and I don't really compare myself to other people. I think I've always said that. I never try to compare myself to other people, but I have noticed, I literally just thought about it on the way home today, was, fuck. Past me used to have so much drive to do stuff. There's like a period, right? I'll go into it. So, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. I don't know how much I've told on the internet before, but I was living with my mum up until I'm 24 years old now, so it was only 23. It wasn't that long ago. It was like 22, 23. Yeah, I would have been 23. It was around August, I think, because I'd met my partner on the same day that I moved out. So in August, I had moved out with one of my mates. I had talked about that on the last podcast. That was the one that kicked me out of his home. I was good friends with him for over a decade. Shit went down. And then I had to go back in with mum. It was a bit out of my control. I'm grateful that she took me in. But then I just felt, ever since that moment, well, there was part of a moment while I was living with the housemate, which involved another party and my girlfriend, where things started to sort of go downhill a bit. Like, when I first moved in, bro, the whole idea of me being there was to push me in the right direction and to go, like, full throttle and make shit work, like online and stuff. that didn't work. I met my missus on the same day, as I had said, and I was still driven for a long time, so I know it's not her. But yeah, due to other people coming in and relationships just getting fucking messy, I feel like ever since that moment, I sort of went a bit downhill. And it's been hard to find that spot to come back up. And so I thought that me moving out by myself now as well would give me that same drive. And I have been doing stuff, but if I'm being completely honest, I've realized that my drive isn't what it used to be. And I think I'm expecting it to like miraculously be there because I'm in my own space and doing X, Y, and Z that I know all aligns with me being as productive and creative as possible, and then it's still not happening. Like, I'm still having my moments and stuff. Like yesterday, man, like most of the time I'm always still doing stuff every day, but yesterday I all I did was work. I think I did finish later. I got home at like 5:30, and yeah, I would have left at 5:30 in the morning, come home at 5:30 in the afternoon. So it's a 12-hour, out for 12 hours, which for some people is a lot. But I literally did nothing. I came home. I think I made some noodles or something. No, I heated up food, and then I was playing a phone game for fucking hours, and I just lost track of time. All I did was shower, and then I called my missus, and then went to bed, and I didn't do anything, and that is very unlike me. And I do sometimes have moments like that. There was a period where it was happening literally like once a week. It was always on a Sunday too. It was very strange, where I just burn out. But doesn't happen as often now, which is good. It means I'm heading in a better direction, but it still means that I'm hitting that wall at times. And I thought with everything aligned that I'd be able to push past that and push further through, but it hasn't happened. And it has still been a short period of time since I have been here, so I have to give it time in order for me to give it potential for that to happen. Or maybe that looks different as well. Maybe I won't have that exact drive, but taking this new direction is what's going to change that, you know? I just don't know. But yeah, I forget where I was going with that. But yeah, I got that private job, so that's that front. Actually, I've got a show lined up. I'm still waiting for tickets to come back, but I'm planning to do a lot for that show. I've talked a bit about that slightly in my streams. But yeah, I'm working on stuff for the show in order to hopefully bring more people to the show. Stuff I've never done before, and really, you know, putting my foot on the floor. It's thankfully organized by someone else, so there's less stress on me. But I've also written... There was a cover I was working on for a YouTube video. That's fully finished being written. There's a brand new song that I easily one of my best written songs to date. That's already been recorded. It's in the midst of being mixed and mastered. I'm doing another cover song as well. And then also someone sent me, I think, an instrumental or a pack of beats or something once. And I wrote a song and I found it just going through my camera roll. I've combined it all for my set on top of other songs. That's just that. So there's a lot to study there. I'm also organising lyric books to hand out within the show. I'm also doing custom Polaroids as well that are signed. Stickers... potentially. There's a lot of stuff, you know. I'm trying to provide. It's shit timing, man. It's on a Thursday. I fucking hate gigs on a Thursday. For me personally, it's hard to even get to a gig, mentally and physically, because, you know, I work a 9 to 5. I live out west, at least an hour and a half minimum to any event. So it's fucking hard because on a Thursday, I'm not going to take that Friday off. So I'm going to get absolutely no sleep. By the time I get home to the time I have to leave the next day, or that day really, it's only a couple of hours, and because I'm ramped from the show, I can't sleep. So I could get like 3 hours, 4 hours sleep, but I can't even sleep because I'm too ramped up. And it's always shit. Not only that for me, there's also other people that might live closer or whatever that I can get to the show. But it's just the fact that it's a Thursday. That's what makes it hard. It's also a paid for event, which makes it hard again, but that's doable. I can still, without cheaping out and getting someone else to pay for tickets, or for me to pay for tickets, like I know a lot of fucking artists do. I want to genuinely invite people through that I can connect with and grow an audience with. I feel that like that's so valuable. So through these, like, I've mentioned this book. I need to do another stream where I read it. I won't get too off topic, but through this book, I've learned like so much in the little amount that I've read, and just creating these like free items or products. I'm working on merch as well. That's another thing, and then also paid products to entice people to come through more. Because put it this way, someone else has said this the other day. For most bigger artists, say Drake, for example, it doesn't matter what day he's playing, you are going to make that concert. And the reason you're making that is because his name holds so much weight and you love him so much. For an underground artist or a group of them, you don't hold anywhere near as much weight. So it's a lot harder to do. If you don't hold any weight, no one's going to fucking bother. Like, if I was asked to go to a show of someone random and I wasn't an artist, never heard of them, or even if I had heard of them, I didn't really know that. I knew that, put it this way, I knew them, I knew their music and everything, but I wasn't like massive into it or anything. I like their stuff, but, say a $20 ticket, whatever it is, $20 on a Thursday, am I really going to fucking pay for that? No. But in me providing value, not just in the performance and my presence, but through, connecting with people physically and spiritually, really, using free products, bro, people are going to appreciate that so much. And if I advertise that, that is going to be my leverage, because I don't have the leverage of being big. It may not work, who knows, but that's the idea I've had for it, and I'm actually really excited for this whole thing. I just hope that I plan it all correctly and it all comes into play, because I feel like I've talked about this before. I feel like I'm not a performing artist, and especially at nighttime performing artist. So for me, this is all a big task. But where I was getting to before was, I feel like I don't have the same drive as I used to, because if you know the background of an artist, there's so many fucking moving cogs. There's so many hats that you have to wear in order to make shit like possible or for you to get anywhere. And so it does make it difficult. And I feel like for me, performing is where I lack the most and where I find the least amount of enjoyment. I don't know why that is. I love connecting with people. Like, I hate going to events because I'm not someone that goes out. But I love connecting with people. Like, I suck at initiating. If I were to try and come up to you, it's going to be a lot harder, which I'm going to try and do on this night. And it's going to make it a lot harder. But I forget where I was going with that. Fuck me. I on purpose put no kids TikTok names because I know I have a potty mouth. I need to really work on that. But yeah, I've got that gig. What else do I have? I've got the album coming out that, honestly, that's something else I should have focused on more. I was focusing on a lot, and then due to me losing a lot of drive and a lot of life events happening, I sort of just lost motivation to promote it as much as I should. And do the little key things like I'm trying to do to grow myself right now, or to push for this event. So once that page and chapter is finished, it sounds so bad, man, because like there was a lot on this album that held so much weight and meant a lot to me, which I know for the long run will be valuable. But for right now, like, if I'm being so honest, I just couldn't give a shit about it, eh? Like, there's good songs on there, and I love the songs on there, but it's just been... I think my biggest problem where I shot myself in the foot this year was pre-planning everything. Because I feel like by being too ahead and having everything mapped out and, like, worked out, like, I've had every release this year scheduled since last year, I feel like it takes a lot of the joy out of music. I feel like being spontaneous and creative within the moment, even if it's a couple of months in advance, that's nowhere near as bad as being fucking over 12 months in advance, over a year in advance. I think I'm definitely going to take a different approach next year. I've spent a lot of this year, making music and experimenting behind the scenes, because the album has been the forefront and the releases leading up to that. That next year, like, I've got some fucking heat in the vault now, and there's definitely songs out of that vault that I want to drop, but I want to also have the freedom of just creating within the moment, and if I really like it, that's the song that's going to come out. Like, I'll obviously market it and stuff and find good timing for it, but I don't want to have, every single release for a whole year sorted. To some people, that sounds impressive and is a good thing, and it is in a way, but I don't know. I think maybe that's where a lot of my drive has gone as well, because I feel like I'm not creating the enjoyable stuff as often. Some of the best times I have right now, I'm not even joking, are in the studio or talking to people that are trying to push better for themselves, and but I'm not doing that enough, and I think that's where a lot of the joy is taken away from. And I'm only just realizing that as I'm speaking it right now. Also, the other thing I didn't mention, I am on the very good end of it now, but I was very fucking crook for like a good week there. That's why if I sound slightly nasally, I am. It's currently Friday. I normally record these on a Monday, but you did not want to hear me on a Monday. I just had to cut that because I got a call. I lost train of thought of where I was going with that too. But yeah, I've got some events coming up, actually, not that I'm performing at. I've got Tyler the Creator I'm going to, which I've never been to a solo concert, like a solo artist concert, sorry. There's probably there's people on the card before him, but I haven't actually been to just a solo artist yet, still to date. I'm going to see him in August with the missus, and then we're also going to a festival at the end of the year down in Canberra. I forget which festival it even is, but the lineup was stacked on it. So those are two things I'm excited for. They've, again, like, they're both, I guess Tyler the Creator's different. I'll fuck with him heavy. That's a nighttime event, but I wouldn't normally do something like that if someone else wasn't trying to get me to go. But the festival is a daytime thing. I actually like festivals. It's so backwards. How do I... This is what's been in my mind for ages. How can I go to something like a festival, but then I can't fucking go to an event of my own where it's so much less people? There's two things. One is the intimacy. I think maybe that's what scares me in a way. Even though that's what I'm trying to build. Like, I want an intimate audience so I can connect with people. But then also just a simple day and night. Like, it sounds so dumb. so dumb. But I'm not a night person. I am way more a morning person. Like, I was speaking to Chef from Beats with Chef the other night about this. Like, because I don't go out and I don't really drink, I don't smoke, I don't really do anything. And I go to bed most of the time quite early, you know? Like, it's rare that I'm up. And if I'm up, it's because I'm watching a movie or something and I'm, like, forcing myself to do it. I think a lot of the culture around hip-hop is all played at night in clubs. And it just isn't where I fit. And I don't have to fit within that. I just have to create my own path and be comfortable with that path, which is what I'm trying to do. And I've said this, I don't know if that will work, but I'm willing to give it a shot because, yeah, something like a festival, bro. Festivals are packed. I remember in the last year I went to Queensland for one, and bro, I have never, ever, ever seen so many people in the one place, ever. Like, I imagine it's what somewhere like the main city of India would be like just fucking people like shoulder to shoulder everywhere. It was fucked, but still I was fine. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Also, the other thing I meant to mention and I hadn't, you can probably see in the background. I want to start setting stuff out. I did have a little bit of extra cash over the weekend. I got the candle going. I got a little face statue thing, but I've got myself a cactus because cactuses are cool. And then I've also got myself a plant. Cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but it springs out into like these reddy orangey flower things. Like there will be flowers that come from this. It's the first time I've ever bought plants. I think they look cool. I've got the fake plant up there as well, obviously. I would love to get... I've talked about this. Either cover the wall there, pardon me, or cover the wall, like, that background there. I could do both, really. And make, like, I want to get a walnut walling. So it's, like, timber slats that are, like, a dark brown. It will go so nice with the plants and stuff. It will make this area and space look so cozy. That's what I really want to do. Also, it will box me in. Like, the only way you'll be able to see me is from the front door. I've got a small space, but it will, like, box everything in. I'll make that wall, like, movable, obviously, but I'll just be in my own little bubble and be able to do my own little thing. It was sick. But, yeah, that's the first time I've ever got a plant. I wanted to get, grow vegetables and stuff a long time ago, and fruits. I've never done it. I've always wanted to get into gardening, but which I know how cringe and niche that sounds. I don't give a fuck. I've always wanted to get into it. My nan was always really into it. She still is. I don't know if she still is because she had to move houses. She lives in an apartment building. I don't think she still gardens, but every time I'd go over there over the school holidays or whatever, like, I'd always fuck around and help with her and shit. I really enjoyed it. And just the process of, like, nurturing a plant until it grows you a product sort of thing. I really like the idea of it and always have. And I don't have kids, so it's a way to maintain, like, a baby. What else, man? What else? I'm not sure. Like I said, this is another thing. So, I want to get into more streams where I'm reading, but I've run into the most annoying problem of when I first started streaming, the camera I'm using right now, I could hook up as a webcam. It would come up straight away. I'm using a Osmo Pocket 3. If you know any solutions to this, please let me know in the comments down below, because I don't know what my fucking problem is. I always have problems with technology. It was the same thing with DaVinci. I was first learning to use DaVinci to color grade and stuff, because it was suggested by my photographer, because that's what he uses. And I ended up using it for a bit, and then I had a problem. I can't even remember what it was now. But I ran into a problem, and there was multiple people that had that same problem online, but they all had the exact same solution. I think maybe there was like 2 solutions or something, but there was one common one and then one that only a couple of people had. It didn't solve my problem, either one of those solutions. And I spent so long, like countless days, trying to figure out what the problem was, and I never could, so I gave up. And I don't want that to be the same case as this camera, because it's the same thing, but there's not one solution, there's like a lot, and nothing I have found has fixed it. There's no reason it should have stopped working, but it just stopped working, and I can't get it to fix itself again. Like, I don't know. I had probably 10 USB-C chargers or something. Even when I moved out, I said to the missus, I'm like, oh shit, I need to buy more. And she's like, you have 10 sitting in your drawer, like, surely they work. No word of a lie, for whatever reason, they work like normal, and then they just stop working, and there's no reason for it. Like, nothing gets spilled on it, they don't get frayed or anything, like, they work normally 1 minute and then don't work the next. I've had problems with my PlayStations in the past, the controllers, headphones. Every time I get headphones, the same thing. They just stop working over time. It's just so many, like, technology-based things. I really don't get what I do different to other people. And it's always like, I'll spend hours trying to find a solution, whether it's me figuring it out or thinking of it, or, like, watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials. Just nothing ever fixes it. It's fucking annoying. Oh, man. Unfortunately, it's raining all weekend too, which is a good and bad thing. Since I moved out, I've got a lot of weeds and grass coming through the brick on the floor. I've been wanting to whippersnip, but it's been on and off raining every weekend, or I've been really busy. So I haven't really got around to it yet. I might do a bit of cleaning this weekend. I also want to write a bit. I want to rehearse a bit. I might even stream. But, like I said, the only shit thing with the streaming now is the poor quality. The only other thing I can do is if I do a live stream that's just through a camera. I can't do it through this at the moment. I need to buy a separate device. But I should be able to do it through my phone. All I need is a new screen protector, because you can sort of see it's a little banged up. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, like the edges and stuff. And because of that, over the camera, there has been a crack for God knows how long. And every time I record with my front camera, there's massive glare. It looks like shit. I could use a back camera, but then I can't see chat and stuff. And I want to be able to interact with you guys as I'm going. So, yeah, that's an option. That's like a quick solution, which I was thinking about doing, and even just getting a, what are they called? Not a wireless charger? Not portable charger, wireless charger. So I could just like sit it against something for it to charge while I stream. Because that's the other problem I have all the time, is because all my chargers break, I can't even sit a camera upright to record. I guess I can have it sideways, which is probably better. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm complaining about the stupidest shit, hey. But yeah, I'm getting through. Going back to talking about Breezy going full time, as I said, it's so inspirational because there's so many days at my day job. Like, there's definitely some days I enjoy it, but there's definitely other days where I'm like, why the fuck am I here? I need to get out as soon as possible. But it's that fucking safety net in your brain of like just keeping you there. It doesn't even matter where you are. It's the fear. Like, there might not even be any fear, but you're going against every fucking fiber in your body to do something like that full fucking time, and you don't know if it's gonna work. That's a scary thing, because it either works or you're homeless, and there's a chance that it won't work. So there's a chance that you'll end up homeless, and that's a fucking scary thought. So you know what? Maybe it is fear. But that is something I will get to one day. It might take me a bit. But yeah, this has been good. As I said, I didn't really have anything to talk about at the beginning, so there's probably a lot of ums. Anyways, it's been good. If you have any suggestions of what you want me to talk about, leave a comment. If you've liked this, leave a like, please. please follow. Feel free to subscribe as well. Every subscriber helps. I'm trying to really build this YouTube page as best I can. I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be, but because that drive isn't there. But I will, in every moment where I can and want to and will, I will fucking do something about it. It's just my short form content, bro. Like, I've always been so back and forth with it. Anyways, I won't blab on for too long. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.